Hey, it's Justin from Ethereum Designs. Today I'm going to be starting a new video series where I take up-and-coming artists and I review their portfolios. Before I begin, I just want to say that I'm offering this opportunity for literally anyone, so if you're a prospective artist and you want your portfolio reviewed, jump on the Discord link below, paste your portfolio link, and I'll give you some professional feedback. Alright, so Kaya Kari is our first victim. He is a professional game designer, 3D artist, and Unreal Engine developer. It looks like he's worked on quite a few different projects, different games, and it looks like he's built his own custom website. So Kai, first thing I want to say to you is while your portfolio is great, I would highly recommend putting this on ArtStation. And the reason why is because for beginner to intermediate artists, ArtStation is considered the industry standard. It's considered that for a reason, and the reason why is because it's very easy to connect to people. It's a social media platform, and it'll provide a better gallery than what you've got going on in Wix. While Wix is decent for building websites, you do kind of need to know what you're doing when it comes to websites, specifically from the marketing and graphics design perspective. And if you haven't trained and studied it in that, you're probably not going to end up with a better portfolio than what you could have had on ArtStation. Alright, so let's jump into the actual work you've done. First things first, the homepage you had, I would recommend not putting any work first except for your number one work. Your number one work should be the thing that you focus on the most. It should be the first thing people see, and you should spend, let's say, 80 to 90% of your time polishing that work so that clients know what you're capable of achieving, not just what your generic work is going to be like. And to be honest, I actually don't see your best work on the front page. I see it in the 3D art and animation section.
Let the desert devour their bones. Let them learn that every sun must fall beneath the shadow of night.
So that's epic. Like, I have nothing bad to say about that at all. The only thing that I would say is the work itself is so good that you should really bring that into the center. Currently, it's on the side. It's kind of zoomed in a certain way that you can't see the full character. And on the right-hand side, it's quite blurry and red. It's very difficult to see when he's like leaning. And I think you could do a lot to kind of bring that out. Maybe use some different camera angles. You could use the Cinemotion plugin for Unreal to have some more realistic camera shakes. And you could also look at some YouTube tutorials on how to do a bit more professional lighting to make the scene really pop. I'd highly recommend William Foucher, who's been doing it for a long time. And he has a great tutorial series for beginners. If you did that, you would have a fantastic presentation piece. It would be by far the best thing you've produced, and I think it would really help your portfolio pop. So, the same thing I think can be said for this female character. I don't actually even see a video of her, I only see a GIF. If you're capable of recording a video, doing some different camera angles, and maybe recording her saying something, maybe recording her being animated, that would be epic. I think you could really sell that a lot to any prospective client that you're trying to get a job with. Alright, so back to the homepage. Now I want to go over the entirety of the portfolio in terms of what you should keep, what you shouldn't keep, and maybe what you could work on presenting a little bit more. While I do think it's good to have both 2D and 3D in your portfolio, the reason why has mostly to do with the fact that 3D artists benefit from understanding traditional art principles, not because I think it's a good idea to try to get 2D art contracts. The reason why is simply because 2D art doesn't pay nearly as well as 3D, and while that sucks to say, it's just the unfortunate truth of what AI has done to our industry. What that essentially means for your portfolio is that you don't want to have too much 2D art in your portfolio. You want to keep it simple, you want to show that it's good, and you want to demonstrate your visual library, which is the part of your brain that understands detail, color theory, composition, all of those things that make up a good picture. So, that being said, I think we should go to your 2D animation section and have a look through it. I would say maybe 25% of this is worth keeping. And the reason why is some of them are a lot better than others. Some of them definitely show the more traditional aspect of art, which is a definite keeper. It shows clients that you've done your homework, you've actually done life drawing, you've attempted to upskill in this area, and that's a very positive thing for a client to see. So I would recommend keeping this one, probably this one, and I'd recommend keeping this one as well. It's very unfortunate that these are at the end of your portfolio rather than the start, because I think these are your best 2D pieces, whereas the start I think could probably use a bit more work. And I could go over details on why I think that's the case, I can use this as an example. I think the proportions were a little bit off, the 3D aspect of her breasts, the toes. A lot of this shows that the anatomy wasn't entirely correct, and you don't necessarily want to show clients flaws. Any mistakes that you make, you really don't want to show a prospective client, because chances are they'll pick up on it, they'll immediately see that mistake, and then they'll think, okay, if I hire you, I'm going to be paying for this kind of level of mistakes in the work that I'm paying for. So that's a big no-no. Basically, you want to perfect any art piece that you have to its absolute nth degree and only present your best work. So for this entire portfolio, I'd actually recommend probably deleting about 90% of that. And while that really probably hurts to hear, it's only going to help you. And the reason why is because in the industry, you want to have this bar set of what people are willing to consume. That would be for video games, films, animations, and anything below that bar that doesn't meet that industry standard needs to go. You don't want anyone seeing anything below that bar, because it'll actually inspire a lack of confidence in your abilities rather than confidence. So if you only had 4 pieces of artwork and you only showed a prospective client those 4 pieces, they would have more of a chance of hiring you than seeing 50 pieces that were below the bar and 2 pieces that were above. And if that doesn't really make sense to you, a simple way to put it would be if you were sitting at a banquet table and you were served a 12-course meal, and let's say, I don't know, 10 out of the 12 were pretty gross meals. They didn't taste very good. They were like subpar to what you'd expect at a restaurant. You would probably rate that restaurant 1 star. But if you had a 3-course meal and every single one of those meals was delicious, you'd give it a 5 star. And that's just because you view the experience as a whole. You remember the bad stuff way more than you remember the good stuff. And if you only have good stuff, then you're guaranteed to like it. So as a summary for this portfolio, I'd recommend putting it on ArtStation. I'd recommend focusing on 2 to 3 pieces as your polished pieces, spending a lot of time going over them, improving the lighting, improving the camera angles, and overall just showcasing what you're capable of as an artist, and basically just forgetting the rest. Try to get rid of all the stuff that you think is subpar, anything that you wouldn't rate as a 10, just remove it, and keep only a few pieces of your 2D artworks, preferably the ones that showcase that you've put in effort developing your visual library and your 2D art skills with composition, lighting, color, etc., etc. In terms of what you should be presenting to a client, I'd highly recommend rendering out some wireframes, some UV mapping, and anything else technical related to your skill set, what software you can use, and what you're capable of. Because truth be told, most clients don't actually read resumes these days, they just look at the work because they might have 20 applications to go through. And unfortunately, they just don't have the time to read all those resumes, so your images will matter more than anything. Anyway, that's all for today. If you liked this video and you learned something from it, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe below. And if you're interested in having your portfolio reviewed, just chuck it in the Discord link below and we'll have a chat. Thanks for listening.